Hello everyone, this is ICBs here, and today, unfortunately, we are going to yet again be talking about Agatha. And after watching the third episode, I wasn't asking why is Marvel making this. I was just asking myself, why am I watching this? And then I was like, yeah, I have to make a fucking YouTube video. So that's my justification. What's yours if you're watching this show? Because it had better be a fucking good one, because you're just wasting your time. Like, seriously, I gave up on Marvel after like the first couple of shows that Marvel released in Phase 4, and yeah, the only reason I'm watching this is because, well, I have a YouTube video to make. So again, what's your excuse? Now, with that out of the way, let's finally talk about the third episode. And I don't really know what to talk about the third episode. It's just middle aged ladies walking on that yellow Wizard of the Oz road. Sorry, it's not yellow, it's actually blue. But same thing. Ladies walking, drinking wine, getting poisoned, finding the cure to a poison, and then getting back on the road. And this feels very painful and generic, and it feels very low budget. Like, you watch WandaVision and it's the first like show made by Marvel, in like the Phase 4, and that show has some high quality, I'm willing to admit. Like, it had some budget behind it, and then you watch this show and you're like, what the hell? It's like day and night. Like, the quality and the CGI, like, they're not using a lot of CGI, which means they're just not using a lot of like action sequences. Like, it's a third episode and there's nothing going on in this show. Like, it just feels like they're making shows that are filled with nothing. Like, it's just women hanging out, drinking wine, and it's nothing. Like, what am I watching? What's the goal? They want their powers back. They're on a road that's kind of inspired by Wizard of Oz. Like, that's the extent of the creativity in this show. Seriously? So yeah, I think this show is going to be having like 6 episodes, so I don't really have high hopes for any Marvel show that I'm watching. I kind of gave up having high hopes for watching shows that are made by Marvel when I was watching Secret Invasion. And in that show, like, every episode I was like, this is probably going to get better in the next episode, and then I watched the next episode, get disappointed, and then I would be like, like, the next episode is going to save this show, until I watched the final episode and I was like, yep, this show has definitely surprised me to, like, disappoint me to the levels that I could not have comprehended. And after that, I'm just like, I've lost all hope. Like, I'm just hate watching this show, and yeah, I could be watching something completely different, but yeah, like, I'm watching other stuff. Let's talk about other stuff, because that's a lot more fun. You know what I watched this weekend? I watched The Shining, and then I watched The Sixth Sense. Those are two movies that I had never watched in my life, and I decided to watch them, and they were good. I loved those movies. But yeah, like, those were amazing. Let's talk about those movies instead of this crappy fucking show. But you know what? This would be false advertising if I just started talking about those movies instead of this fucking show. So yeah, let's talk about this episode. And when we're talking about this show, I have to wonder, like, why does this show exist? Because it's about Agatha, right? And she's the villain from WandaVision. So again, why does this show exist? Like, she's a villain. Why are you trying to make people empathize with her? And I think the only reason that she exists is because she got like a famous song in the original WandaVision and with Agatha All Along, and Marvel just assumed that people liked it. I think it was just a catchy song that people humored for a couple of days, and Marvel just decided, like, hey, let's make an entire series because people like this character. It kind of reminds me of the Mobius meme, where it says it's Morbin time, and then people made memes out of it, and Sony was like, hell yeah, people like our movie, let's release it again, and they just got another big L out of it because no one went and watched that movie. It kind of reminds me of the same thing. Like, people don't like Agatha, she was a dumb villain, let's forget about it and move on. But no, Marvel has made this show that no one asked for, and it just fucking exists. It's like if they made a show surrounding Zemo from Civil War. I think that might actually be a fun show, but I'm just going to, admit and say that it might be a bit dull. Like, Zemo played an integral role in Civil War. He was the catalyst for, the Avengers splitting up, played a very, very important role. But then again, if I had to watch a series surrounding just that guy, it had better be really a really good series, because there's like 90 to 80% chances that not a lot of people are going to like a series that's surrounding Zemo. But yeah, same thing with Agatha. It's like, why? I feel like this is less of a review and just me sitting here and wondering why does this show exist. I really wish I had more to say about this episode, but I think I've already said all I wanted to in the first couple of minutes of this video, because I said like witches want their powers back, go to the witches road, got into a trial, drank poison, and well, that's it. It's a very short episode. So yeah, I guess I should really end this video here, because this video is turning out to be a big whole nothing burger, mainly due to the fact that it's all about an episode that is also a big nothing burger. So I just want to apologize to you, because yeah, this video turned out to be like a bust, because there's literally nothing to talk about, because absolutely nothing happens in this episode. Yeah, I guess I forgot to mention one thing. Sharon dies in this episode, that old witch. I never liked her to begin with, so I'm glad she's dead. That's a very mean thing to say, but yeah, I didn't like her, so she's dead and I'm happy about it. So yeah, that was the only eventful thing that happened in this episode. So yeah, with that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, it's time for a goodbye.